This one gets me going because I get excited, one, when I hear from somebody I haven't heard from in a while, and this came from one of my former students at the Emory Castle Chess Camp in Atlanta. And sadly, due to COVID, the past couple of years, the Castle Chess Camp hasn't been taking place. But I recently got on the board of Castle Chess, and we're actively working to make the camp happen again. And it's one of my favorite weeks that I get to do as a chess person, because I have been doing the camp, participating in the camp since 2004, first as a student, then as a camp counselor for many years, and finally as an instructor. And it's a great privilege and honor to be an instructor at the camp. One of my students from the Emory Castle Chess Camp submitted this, and definitely take a look at Castle Chess because I think it's an amazing camp, and I wouldn't be where I'm at today with my career in chess had it not been for the opportunities presented from great camp and the people I got to meet and get inspired by. So something to think about. Without further ado, we've got a game that happened on one Twitch streamer's live stream, which I thought that was kind of interesting. Bonus points for that. And it's a game from chess.com, a 3-minute game between a 1900 who had white and our viewer who had black, who is a little over 2000. So, why I got so excited about this, you ask? It was in my favorite line of the Dirty Dirty. Aggressive Queen's Gambit, the Janowski variation. I mean, when I first started working on the Aggressive Queen's Gambit Decline book on Chessable, I was so excited. Just because no one had really written a repertoire on this opening yet. Since then, there's a few other books that have been published, but I don't know if they added to theory too much, to be completely honest. Maybe changing a move order, that type of thing. But this position, if I could get this every time I played black ever, I would just play black. I have too much fun playing this position because this early A6 move is what characterized the Janowski. And the main moves that the strong players, the top guys, are playing are CD or the early E3 and just trying to skip the theory. Because if you go bishop g5, this is reminiscent to me of the old school like Shirov games, looking at when he was playing, the Botvinnik system or the Moscow system back in the day in the Slav. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll give you the lowdown. Whereas with bishop g5, you grab e4, b5, e5, h6. And you get this interesting position. And we take bishop b7, g3, c5, d5, queen b6, bishop g2. And I begin to digress. Maybe it's b4 somewhere in there. But these positions were all the rage back in, I would say, the early 2000s and definitely in the 90s when computers couldn't just give you a relatively definitive answer on things. These days, these openings, this line doesn't really have popularity, as I think white just has a big edge in a lot of the lines. But that is definitely not the case, and you can have all the fun with this line with d takes c4. And in the main game, e3 was played, which is my favorite variation. But say, for instance, if e4, b5, e5, we get that same theme that we see. And one of the memory markers I have in my course is which way should we defend the knight? Is it better to do it with the b or with the knight? And in this case, it's better to do it with the knight, because if captures, this other b, or the other minor piece, we should say, has a useful square on b4. So e3 was played in the main game, where we get b5. And it's so easy to think that your opponent has screwed up. And this is one of those positions where it is my best scoring line, period, in chess against grandmasters in blitz games, or in any time control for that matter. I don't normally beat GMs because I think they're just playing a system. Maybe they're typically an E4 player, or they haven't studied up on this line, and they see that, oh, this just looks like a mistake. I can take, and already right here, check your engines because it's preferring black. Black has got way, way, way too much activity in the position. And we have a slight inaccuracy from our viewer who plays queen d5 here. And it's a bit premature. The clutch move that is in my course is e5. And it's definitely an exclam move. And the major point is, if captures, we have this liquidation with the check. And we end up in this interesting ending where, I mean, a few games have been drawn here, but I feel like black has the better of it. It's pretty easy to coordinate. So after e5, bishop e2 follows a game that I believed I used as a stem in my course, and then it's queen d5. And this to me, I feel like it's close to a winning position if it's not winning. f3, ed4 with the discovery on the b. And this game got nasty quick with knight e4. Bishop c5, and just look at the b's. Look at them work. Look at these, and then look at these. Look at your man, now look back at these bishops. All right, it's done. It's just over, and finally we develop the knight late into the game, and it was just money following a game from Mumbai 2018. So let's get back to our main game. I love this so much. I'm sorry. Queen d5, given a question to the b, and what should be played is get rid of your b. And this is a very difficult move to find because it's counterintuitive. Queen f3, and white's doing okay. But I understand in a 3-minute game that's going to be difficult. He plays bishop f4 in the game. Now knight e4, and this doesn't look fun. Well, you want the knight? You can have that one. He wasn't even doing anything. I'm going to take the one that's doing something. And here, this from now on, each time I'm making a move, you can pause to try to find the tactical continuations because this gets interesting. So what's the best move for black here? That's a good place to start. All right, hopefully you pause your video. And here, c3 is absolutely crushing because if a natural move like f3 happens, queen c4 is mate. You don't often get to mate the king on e2, so that's kind of cute. In the main game, castles happen. You're not botching an edge or anything, but f3 was a possibility here. And of course, I didn't mention if c3, if takes. I mean, it just seems like we're having a lot of fun. I don't even know. Queen c4 may be better, but I would probably take the layup and then grab the lady. Okay, so castles, f3, and again with the c3, because if takes, we have this just dirtiness. I mean, that's the beauty of these lines, is you get to have so much tactical fun, and it's one-sided tactical fun. It's like, yeah, I would be a professional fighter if I could just hit the other guy. It's that kind of fun. So bishop takes e3 was played in the game. Bishop c7. And it should be noted if king takes e3, takes, white can actually hold because it's recommended to take the perpet there. Bishop c7. And I mean, it's hard to play this position accurately. Defense is hard to come by. We grab the rook. Nice anchoring of the bishop. Bring it back, and understandably, white resigns. And if you really like this game, you really like this opening line overall with the a6 Queen's Gambit, the Janowski variation, check out that aggressive Queen's Gambit Decline on Chessable. We've got the free version, the short and sweet. Check it out first. I mean, I'm a big fan of watching the previews to a movie before I purchase a ticket and whatnot. So definitely take a look at the free version. You know what? I'll put it down in little description. You know, can't talk, can't think today. For you guys, if you're interested. Easily, this is my favorite with black. I'm just so satisfied with that game. Thank you for your submission.